Westmoreland on the Gridiron rolls on here on this Wednesday evening. We're going to look ahead to Week 2 matchups here in just a few moments, but right now we are very excited to be joined by our second straight Southmoreland Scotty to win our Permane Brothers Westmoreland County Player of the Week. For the first time ever, Riley Comforti, senior wide receiver, safety for the Southmoreland Scotties. His teammate Colt Harper won it the week before. And again, for the first time in the history of our Player of the Week, we have two straight from the same school, Colt Harper last week and Riley Comforti this week. Riley, thanks so much for joining us. You guys have been doing some really good things at Southmoreland. You won some games last year. This year, you start the season 2-0 with wins against Mount Pleasant and then Frazier last Friday, 56-12, in which you caught 8 passes for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus return to kick for a touchdown. Do you feel like there is a lot of community support right now, maybe even more than before? When you look at the Player of the Week voting, there are a ton of Southmoreland people that have voted for you and Colt the last 2 weeks. So do you kind of feel that energy right now from the community?
Oh, most definitely. Before the Frazier game last week, we had a bonfire, like a pep rally thing down by the field. And we had like everyone coming out, kids from school and even their parents, just everyone coming out to support.
How does that make you feel when you go into games, especially when you play at home and know that support is there?
Oh, just looking up in the stands and seeing everyone out there to support us. I know that they're with us, win or lose, and they'll have our backs out in the community.
A season ago, you lost to Frazier. They finished ahead of you in the standings last year. Did your team look at this game last Friday with Frazier as an early must-win that would maybe help you get into the playoffs? Is that something you discussed, that you really had to get that game?
Yeah, for sure. Mount Pleasant's our rivals and everything, but even preseason all the way back into early February, our coach has been nailing it in that we got to beat Frazier. That's the main one. Like Mount Pleasant's a rivalry game, but the conference games are what matters. So Frazier was definitely in our scope.
I'll ask you about the offense in a moment. You guys put up 56 points against Frazier, but your defense really rose to the challenge Friday. I mean, last season, your team gave up a lot of points, but so far this year, just 26 points through the first 2 games. You mentioned the Mount Pleasant win and then the Frazier win. What do you think the key was to holding Frazier to just 1 offensive touchdown on Friday?
We had a lot of turnovers for sure. I think we had 10 in the last 2 games. So that's a big deal. And our offense definitely contributed to that because the momentum we had coming from the offensive side of the ball definitely poured over to the defensive side.
Was there more emphasis on creating turnovers in the offseason and through camp, or is it just kind of happening that way so far?
There's definitely been a lot more emphasis because last year I think we averaged 35 points a game, and our defense just couldn't hold up and help our offense out at all. So we know we can put points on the board. We just got to hold the teams to under what we have, basically.
Mm-hmm. You guys put up 56 points on Frazier offensively. You had 8 catches, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What do you think led to your success in the passing game on Friday?
Zach had a lot of time in the pocket for sure. Our line did fantastic up front. And I think they Frazier's defense definitely put a lot of emphasis on Colt after the good week he had at Mount Pleasant the week before. So that definitely opened up some spots for me and Zach.
Well, I do want to ask you about the offense, and when you look at the way you guys threw the ball, it was impressive. But, again, Colt had his touches. You guys also had several rushing touchdowns against Frazier. So do you feel like your offense is more balanced this year, or do you still think you're going to be throwing the ball more?
We're definitely a very balanced team. I'd say going into each week, the opposing team doesn't know whether we're going to run it down their throats or throw it over top. So, I mean, we have players in the backfield that can make plays, and me and Brandon Peterson on the outside, it's hard to hold us back, I think.
Well, I mentioned you had 2 touchdowns through the air, but you also returned a kick for a touchdown. Can you kind of take us through that return and kind of what you saw? I believe, it was 90 yards?
Yeah, I think it was 90. Well, they changed their kicker, so we moved back a little bit, and I just saw the ball came to me, and I had a few blocks up the middle, and I just saw a hole, and I took it.
Is that the first touchdown you've taken back on a kickoff return in your varsity career, or has it happened before?
No, definitely not my varsity career. That's my first one.
Nice. Well, congratulations for taking that back. I'm sure that was an exciting play for you.
Oh, for sure.
Tell me about you and Zach Cernuto. You mentioned, how much time he had in the pocket last week. I mean, you guys have played together all of last year, and I'm sure, when he's in trouble in future games when the pocket does break down, I'm sure he can look to find you on the field. He doesn't have to look very far either. I'm sure you guys have a pretty darn good relationship, right?
Oh, for sure. He knows where to put the ball every time. I have faith in him every time when I go out for a pass that it's going to be in my face, whether I'm turning around in a curl or if it's a fade, it's going to be in my bread basket each time. So we've just been working all off season, and we just have a good chemistry together, I think.
Talking with our Permane Brothers Westmoreland County Player of the Week for Week 1, Riley Comforti from the Southmoreland Scotties. Riley, I already asked you about the crowd support and the community support, but tell me a little bit about the confidence your team has right now. You won some games last year. We saw a big improvement. You put a ton of points on the board. This year, you beat Mount Pleasant. You beat Frazier. Do you see a lot of energy from your team right now heading into this Friday's game against Carmichael's at home?
Definitely. I can't remember the last time a Southmoreland team started off the season 2-0. So that's definitely gave us some confidence going into next week. But we know we still got to come out to play. We beat Carmichael's last year, but they had a win over Best Center, so we definitely can't take them lightly, and we're going to try and carry over some of our momentum to this week.
One of the interviews we enjoy doing the most every year at our kickoff show is with your head coach, Dave Keefer. Talk about what it's like to play for him and how much energy that guy has, because it's always a treat to talk with him.
Oh, he's nonstop. That he'll have energy anywhere you're with him. Biggest thing with me, I think, is his pregame speech it'll make you want to run through a wall. I mean, it pumps me up personally so much, and I know it gets the guys going. So
you got to love playing for him, right?
Oh, most definitely. He's a great coach.
Riley, finally, you guys play Carmichael's this week at home, as we've been mentioning. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a scouting report, some of the things that maybe you saw on film that they like to do and what you guys have to do well to win?
Oh, well, their quarterback, I think, is their player, and they're going to run the ball with him a lot, I know for a fact. So, I mean, if we contain him and we stay pretty sound on defense and just do our job, I think we can put a win in the books for this week if we come out to play.
Well, I know it'll be an exciting time. Enjoy the atmosphere for sure. All right, so we got the tough part out of the way. Now let's jump into our lightning round, as I call it. It's our questionnaire. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Riley Comforti joining us once again from Southmoreland here on Westmoreland on the Gridiron. All right, Riley, first of all, what do you like most about playing football, and tell us how long you've been playing?
I started playing in, I want to say, first grade. Started playing flag football.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like most about playing is probably just the bond you get with your teammates and like times at camp and after school practice. It's just fun being with the guys all the time and developing a good relationship with them.
Mm-hmm. Would you say you like playing offense or defense better?
I'd have to say offense. Offense is pretty great.
Especially when you score 2 touchdowns. Throwing a kick return, too. I guess special teams will throw in there, too, right?
Oh, yeah, that makes it fun.
How about, what type of music do you listen to before each game, and do you have a go-to song that you listen to before you guys head out?
I'm a rap guy. I like rap music.
Mm-hmm.
And go-to song, I'd probably have to say right now, Brothers by Lil TJ.
All right. Whatever gets you going. How about your favorite show on Netflix? Are you a big Netflix guy?
Yeah, I'd probably say All American. That's a good show.
Mm-hmm. How about your favorite fast food restaurant?
Oh, Chick-fil-A, no doubt.
I agree 100%. The best service out of any fast food restaurant out there. I agree.
Oh, for sure.
How about social media? You a big social media guy? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram? Which one would you kind of lean towards?
Probably Twitter.
How about your favorite video game?
I'd have to say 2K, NBA 2K.
Do you play hoops, too, for Southmoreland?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you, if you could have a celebrity dream date, who would that be with?
Oh, celebrity dream date.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple seconds to think about this one.
I gotta choose my words wisely.
You don't want to make your girlfriend upset? Is that what you're saying?
No. Yeah. I'd have to go with How about Zendaya? I'll go Zendaya.
Okay, all right. We'll move on. Who's had the biggest influence in your life, would you say?
Definitely my family. My parents took me to every single practice for football, and not even that, even school. They've been pushing me to be the best person I can be, and I wouldn't be nearly the person I am today without them.
Mm-hmm. And how about your plans for after football, Riley? Would you like to continue playing at the next level? Are you thinking about a major yet, or even a college yet?
I'd love to play at the next level for sure, if given the opportunity. But for a major, I was planning on going in to be a physician assistant.
Nice.
I'm not sure what school exactly yet, but that's probably what I'd like to do.
Well, there's definitely a need for it out there. That'd be a great path to take for sure. This was great, Riley. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck this week against Carmichael's, and keep things rolling over in Scottyland, all right?
Thank you so much.
That is Riley Comforti, our second straight Southmoreland Scotty, winning our Westmoreland County Permane Brothers Player of the Week. Westmoreland on the Gridiron continues after this message right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network as we take a look at Week 2 matchups.